My name is Venus Calangian. I am a senior here at Vanguard, and I'm also SFD's Media and Productions Chaplain. This is My Story Matters. For those who don't know, I am the one who edits, films most of the My Story Matters. I couldn't have done it without my partner in crime, Alpha. To all of those who share their stories, thank you so much for trusting me with them. I've been very blessed by each and every single one of you, and I just can't wait to see what God has in store for you, honestly. So thank you so much. Anyways, it feels weird, but now it's, I guess, my turn to share my story. So I come from a Filipino family. I am Filipino American. What? I was born in Los Angeles, but I grew up in Carson, California. I started most of my life living with my grandparents and my great-grandparents because my parents had to work a lot in order to support our family. My parents are both nurses, by the way. So usually when I tell my story, I like to tell it in like how I divided up my school years, because I feel like that's the easiest way for me. Before school began, I remember my first encounter with Jesus was when I was sitting on the toilet, and I think this is like when I was like 4 or 5 years old, and I was sitting on the toilet. Mind you, I couldn't even like read what the ABCs said. Okay, I just knew the song, but I didn't know what they said. I was just sitting on the toilet, minding my own business, doing my business. Suddenly, I could read. There was this sign on the wall that read John 3:16, and it said the entire verse. I remember reading the verse, and I just started crying. And I started crying for my mom, and I don't know, it was just really crazy having that experience when all of a sudden you just could read. But yeah, I would call that my first encounter with Jesus, because I just remember feeling so sorry for everything that I've done, and I'm only 5. So that's a really crazy experience, I would say. But yeah, after that I started like not necessarily like straying away, but more so like having this stagnant emotion when it came to loving Jesus, because I went to a Filipino church at, I believe at 8 o'clock they had the Tagalog service, and at 10:30 they had the English service, and my parents went to the Tagalog service. But yeah, I remember just feeling super left out because I was the only kid in the Tagalog service Sunday school. I just felt awkward and kind of jealous when I would see the kids in the English service. Like when the transition would happen between Tagalog and English, they would come in and they'd be like, oh yeah, we're here with our friends, da, 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 da. And I was over there just alone and then just walking with my family because they just finished service. It was kind of sad. Around this time, I started elementary school, and I went to a predominantly Black elementary school. I had an amazing time there. I learned so much culture. I remember being like picked up by my friends, going to their parties and listening to like old school hip hop and just like, you know, bouncing down the highway and whatnot. I've also had some interesting experiences because I was like the only Asian kid at this school. I remember being made fun of for my lunches. I remember being teased for not wearing the right things. I remember how hard friendships were because I wasn't Black. I had a few friends, but like having those like relationships, I guess when you were a kid, was like super crucial. Not just that, I also had really bad eczema growing up. I still have eczema to this day, but it has died down. But back then it was pretty bad. And I remember being teased for how my skin looked, how ugly it was. I remember getting teased because my name rhymes with something. I don't know. Kids, no matter where you go to, kids are always mean. So middle school was a little bit of a different story. I went to a Catholic middle school, and I'm not trying to hate on my Catholic brothers and sisters, but I'm just gonna say this, like, kids are mean, so I'm not holding this against you guys. But I remember when I was in class, and it was religion class, and I remember the teacher saying, raise your hand if you're a Catholic. And every single student raised their hand, except for me. And then the teacher pointed me out and was like, why didn't you raise your hand? I thought you were Catholic. And I said, no, I'm a Christian. I remember a shift in the air because of it. And from then on in middle school, not a lot of people talked to me, I would say. I don't remember much because I felt a lot of hurt from middle school. I remember me going out and exploring the city because of how lonely I felt. I would take like the subway to LA, to Santa Monica. I would take the bus to the cities near me and just explore the city instead of like thinking about what happened. The loneliness hit harder in 7th grade. I remember not coming to class, giving my parents a hard time because I just didn't want to feel this loneliness anymore. In 7th grade, I only went to like class for like a month. Like the entire year. Like I would like miss like 3 weeks, come in on a Wednesday. Miss another 3 weeks, come in on a Thursday. But it was also around this time when the kids at my church started reaching out to me. And they invited me to go to youth group. And I remember thinking, why would I go to youth group? I'm like so far away from my church. Who's gonna even pick me up? Blah blah blah. Like who's gonna even care? Because like I'm from the Tagalog service and all the other kids are from the English service. But they cared about me. And every week they would pick me up on Fridays and take me to church. I had a small group and I had someone who I could call ate, which is older sister in Tagalog. And I was super grateful for those moments because I was slowly coming out of this really lonely part of my life that I honestly don't want to remember. But yeah, I found an amazing group of girls there who really wanted to see me grow, who really wanted me to become the woman that I am today. So I'm super grateful for that. I started going to like church every single week. I started going to LA for church from the subway. I would ride the subway on Sunday mornings at like 5 a.m. to go to church. I started taking school a little bit more seriously too. Then high school started. And in high school, I really wanted a fresh start because all I've had were just many lonely years. So I'm just super thankful for 3 amazing girls who to this day are my closest, my bestest friends. They showed me a love that I've never felt before. Every single day with these amazing women brought me so much joy, so much laughter. I'm just so grateful for them. It was also in high school where I truly dedicated my life to Jesus. It was at this summer camp conference thing. I remember there was this message about baggage and how like all this baggage, you could just leave it at the feet of Jesus. After hearing this message, I just started crying in my seat. I was bawling. I was like, oh my gosh, I am crazy. All these tears just started flooding, and then the altar call happened, and I was like, you know what? I'm here. I just want to give my life to Jesus right now. I just remember the moment I said yes to Jesus, the pain that I felt washed away. It really did. I just felt this peace that could not be described by like any earthly words. Man, it's getting dark now. The sun has set. But yeah, after accepting Jesus, I would say it has been an even crazier journey since then. What if I just... Okay, basically how I got into Vanguard. Let's see. Vanguard was actually the only place that I applied to. The reason being was because I didn't know I had to take the ACT or the SAT in order to get into a college. My high school didn't prepare me for that, but that's besides the point. Yeah, I applied for the very last day for the ACT, and I applied for Vanguard on the very last day they had exceptions. And by the grace of God, I got in. Here I am. I would say if I didn't go to Vanguard, I don't think I would still call myself a Christian. I would have never thought that I would become a chaplain or be someone who would speak in front of, I don't know, like a couple hundred students. I never thought that I would be someone so involved. I literally thought I was just going to come here to study, learn about Jesus, and then bounce. Turns out that was a lie. Yeah, there's so much more that I wanted to share, but the sun has now set and it is very late. And I've been sitting in my car for the last 4 hours trying to figure out what to say. Hold on, let me fix my hat so you can see my eyes. Oh, come on. Perfect. So yeah, that is my story so far. I just want to say thank you to my team here. Thank you to all the good times, to so much laughter. I'm so grateful to every single one of you, especially you, Alpha. I cannot express this enough, but I'm so grateful for how willing you were, your trust in me, and thank you so much for loving me. And to everyone else who I met, who has touched my life, who has blessed me, thank you for shaping me into the person that I am today. Thank you for so much love that I'm able to give so much love back. I'm gonna start crying. Oh, I'm gonna start crying. Stop it. I just can't believe that this is my last semester here. And I'm just so grateful for meeting every single one of you. I appreciate and I love you guys so much. So yeah, that is it. This is the last My Story Matters. But yeah, I can't even say, if you see me on campus, say don't be afraid to say hi. I can't say that because I'm not going to be on campus. Okay, I can't. I'm going to start crying again. Thank you so much, everyone. It has been a pleasure serving all of you.